Welcome to You Belong in the Room, a podcast from Powership. This show explores the decisions that shape our lives, from money and career to health and relationships. Through thoughtful conversations with experts and leaders, we're unpacking the systems that shape the decisions and give us the insight and language so that we can better participate in the rooms where our life decisions are being made. This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for financial, legal, or tax advice. Consult a qualified professional for your specific circumstances. Today, I get to share my conversation with Katherine Garbarino, entrepreneur and founder of KGMTL and Girls Living Well, which I've been a contributor on. Katherine has built a platform that reaches thousands of women, sharing insights around lifestyle, wellness, and entrepreneurship. She operates in a space where appearance, aspiration, and influence all intersect, which gives her a unique perspective on success and consumer culture and the realities behind it. I'm so excited to talk to Katherine. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So to start, you're quite well known now in all of your spaces and Girls Living Well, your platform. How did it start? How did you get into this?
So I was in between. I had a clothing business, and then I was doing designer consignment resale, and I was kind of in this in-between space, and I sort of didn't know what I wanted to do with my life or myself or whatever. And I had this conversation with Deborah, and I was like, what should I do? Just talking to her about life. And she's like, you're the business. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, you're the business. I want to know what you're wearing. I want to know where your watch strap is from. There's just something about you. And with that being said, I've always been a consumer. I've always been the person that someone's like, what do I buy my girlfriend? Where do I get this? Where do I go for a blow dry? Where do you do your nails? Where do I buy that? I've always been that person that people have just asked. And maybe it is because I'm very sure of myself, or confident or whatever, who knows what the reason is.
Yeah.
But I also just always knew the good things. It kind of attracted to me in that way. And then Instagram started doing stories. At the beginning, there was no stories. It was you post on your feed or whatever. And so when Debbie said that to me, originally I was like, oh, maybe I'll do a blog. Cause there was no influencers. It was YouTube or blog.
It's amazing.
And I was like, I'm not going to write a blog. I hate writing. I don't want to take professional photos. That's it's so annoying. And I just started, so people started posting on stories, and I would be very captivated by them. Let's say that I would go home usually and watch TV for a bit. I was now we all are all zombies.
Doing that, yeah.
But at that time it was new, And so I was and I was changing my life. I was losing weight. I was getting healthier. I was learning my own tips. I was just living in this space of educating myself. And so I just started sharing my tips, and then I guess I was getting feedback. I had some followers, nothing crazy, but I just from being on social media just as a normal whatever. And
were other people doing this at the
no,
time?
Yes, but no.
Yeah.
Not really. And oh my God. And especially not in Montreal. And people were like, what are you doing? It's so uncomfortable. Yeah. And it is uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to watch someone and you're like, what the fuck? What are you? It's about watching a car accident. You're what are you doing? It's secondhand embarrassment, but I just didn't care. Because I was I don't really care what people think of me. And I still to this day don't rewatch myself. So I think it was just really organic and it was captivating to people.
Yeah.
And I think that someone living, being unapologetically themselves is captivating.
Yes.
And I was sharing good tips. I was I went drinking. I went out last night and took activated charcoal and I'm not hungover. Or I did, I was bloated and I did apple cider vinegar, whatever. I was giving these things. And also I was making healthier recipes because I was on a bit of a weight loss journey.
Yes.
And so I was always sharing recipes of taking your classic schnitzel and I was making it, baked or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was sort of just in the moment, sharing these experiences of my experience of getting healthier and, feeling better. And I had a bit of pimples or then I would clear that up and, and they were just along for the ride. And that was it.
It was really organic.
It was very organic. And then once, I was doing the influencer, if you want to call it that thing for I was just doing that. And then eventually it was okay, it's time to, get a home base. And that's when I built Girls Living Well, which was originally, it is still a subscription blog website.
Yeah.
And then I started being there's brands I can't get here. I want to make it easier. So I made the shop Did I think my shop was going to have 95 brands? No, I thought it was going to have 10. I thought it was going to make me like 10 grand a month.
Yeah.
It's not, and then I have K6, which is my clothing brand that's on pause. And that's been a big lesson.
Yeah.
So it's just like things evolved.
The one thing I do know about you, which makes me even more excited for this conversation, is that you tell it like it is.
Mm-hmm.
So asking you questions, even when they're hard, I think is especially awesome because we know the answers are coming from a very true, authentic place. And that's exactly what we want to share here.
Yes.
So given what you do, your realities are obviously a lot more visible.
Right. Yes.
Your work and your life are kind of, not all, but a lot in the public eye. How does that impact how you define success?
For me,
Yeah.
like the fact that I get to literally live my life, share it like unapologetically from the comfort of my home or from wherever I am is success. Because like, could I be making more money maybe doing other things or whatever it is? But it's like I'm genuinely just living and like sharing what I love. And because of the trust that I've built, that's how I earn an income. And I think that like what better, like to me, it's like I've achieved it, you know? Like I'm genuinely just being me, which is so nice. But I think that like the creator industry is very about showing how successful you could look or how much you can do or how much you have or whatever it is, which is not really my thing. I'm sort of just being me.
So it's just kind of worked.
Yeah, it's just worked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But again, I didn't go into it trying to prove something. I was always just being myself.
And there must be things, I guess, that are more effortful than, or like every day. I mean, sharing your life publicly. Like, what are some of the things
that are exhausting?
Are actually really hard about what you're doing.
So it's interesting. There was a time where I'm very active on social. But there was a time where I was more active, especially the first, I would say 4 years, like 3 to 4 years, I did not take a day off and I would post like so many stories. At first I was doing it because I just wanted to. And then it became a thing where I almost felt like a morning show where it was like, these people are relying on me. There's pressure. Like I'm here every day. Like I have to show up and I never took a day off. I don't pressure myself to be like on camera because it's like I've established my presence in the space. I've established that I'm like a reliable, I'm here and there's always going to be content coming. But there's 2 things that are very effortful.
Yeah.
Okay. Which I didn't know was a word, but I'm into it.
Always learning.
1, partnerships, paid partnerships that I do. I do not take partnerships that I'm not aligned with. So like you will never see me be like, oh, I love this aspartame, blah, 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 because that's not my vibe. But partnerships have become very robotic in the last few years. Brands are very calculated about messaging. They want scripts. So before you ever see something go live onto my feed, there has been so much back and forth, so much negotiation, so much in terms of contract, in terms of, are we making this an ad? Are we not making this ad? There's certain ways they want you to speak. And as you know me and my audience knows me, that is a very difficult thing for me to do because I can only be me. A lot of brands want like full on scripts. And I'm like, how do you want me to write a script and then say a script, but say it naturally? But then also my audience is like, you speak every day for hours.
So we know how you
So we know how you talk, but now I have to talk. So it's like, but that's how I get paid. So finding that middle ground where I can honor and be like truthful to myself and to my craft and to my audience, but then also being able to work has become difficult increasingly.
Has being someone who's so visible changed the way people relate to you?
Yes.
Because you're kind of
not
a
my
celebrity.
audience, not my audience so much as people who I know are they're weird with me or they treat me differently. But the thing is, and you know me, I've never changed. Like I'm exactly how I've always been. And I'm a very, I don't even want to use the word down to earth, but I'm just very real.
Yeah.
And I'm very like raw.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'm like, I need to have real raw conversations with people. And when people have this like act with me, I can't do it. So then I just become, it's almost like I want to yawn and be like, hey, like can we move on? Because I want to connect. Like I want to connect with people. I want to have like, obviously I'm not going to see someone on the street and be like, tell me about your like deepest whatever. But So yes, or
But I get
sometimes
that.
I'll want to share like, oh, I was just on this trip and it was so whatever. And like, yeah, I saw. They cut me off. Yeah, I saw. And it's like, okay, so I lose the ability to
That's
have
weird.
these really human interactions because I'm not aware of who's watching me or how much they're watching. And then I do sometimes, especially if I'm in Montreal, which is kind of why I love Miami. I feel sometimes like I'm in a circus. Because it's like people are looking at me, but I'm like, are they looking at me? Do they know me? How much? They know everything about me, or do they not know? Like, you start to get weird about it because you get weird looks, but you're like, maybe I'm just in my head about it. So, yeah,
that's. I mean,
it's part of the gig.
Yeah. Do you find that women, compete more quietly? Like, do you feel like there's a weird undertone of people who maybe admire you, who watch you, who then struggle because of kind of putting you
to be on? Listen, it's possible. It's not something I really don't put any focus on that. I think women in general do that, like regardless of what your platform is or what you're doing. Like there's always, unfortunately, human beings, we just compare.
Yeah.
It's just what we do. I don't do that. I've never been someone I feel like you're not like that either.
No.
Like I've just never been that kind of person. I'm very like focused on my. And I think most people are self-involved and focused on themselves.
I think it has a lot to do with insecurity. If
of course.
You're someone who.
Yeah. And I think something I realized a long time ago is that people are always coming from their own perception and like their own stuff, right? So like if I post a Chanel unboxing and that's my reality because I'm posting it because it's a write-off.
Yeah.
It's an expense.
Let's talk more about that.
Yeah. But no, but you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
I'm not posting it because I'm an obnoxious person that's like, look at my stuff. It's like, how do you want me to expense this?
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, that's genius.
It is, but also because it then brings me like, it's like, oh, there's this like level of not affluence, but it's like it's a level of like she's relatable but unattainable. She has that matters.
Yeah.
As much as I want to be relatable, if I was like there's also like, oh, but she has this, but then I can really relate to her. It's kind of like there's a magic in that. With that being said, if a single mother who just went through whatever is struggling to pay her bill is watching that, they're going to be like, fuck, like, ugh. Like this is what this is, or there's wars, or there's all the things that are terrible things that are happening around the world, and it's like this girl's unboxing a bag, like it's disgusting.
Yeah,
but it's like I can't focus on that.
You have to walk that line.
So it's like that's everyone's gonna come from their own perspective and their own perception and whatever they're going through, but I can't focus on that. I just need to create the way that I would want to view or the way that I feel, and the right people will land with, and the wrong ones it won't. And if I rub people the wrong way, unfortunately, I'm doing my job because you want to make people feel something.
Yeah,
you know.
So how do you figure out your alignment? Like, how do you figure out what speaks to you, what fits in your?
I think like for me, I'm a woman. I'm 39 years old. I go, I'm just sharing my day-to-day experience. Like. I am sharing what's working for me, what's not working for me, what's annoying me, my opinion on something. And like my opinion on something could be so vastly different from the next person's. You know what I mean? I have learned over the years to be careful with certain things that I share. There are things that are important to me where I will not go into them, even personal things, because I'm just like, I've realized, like, back to the thing about perception is like, the different levels of boundaries and like the way that I would speak to someone or things I would or would not say, that's just how I was raised or how I am. But the next person is so different than me, right? So then I'm like, if I don't want to open that up, like if I have an average of, let's say 10 to 14,000 people a day that are watching my stories and I say something, well, of course there's going to be this variety of reaction.
Yeah.
So if it's something that's kind of like a topic where I'm like, yeah, this is probably important, like, but do I really need to put myself in that line of fire? And then also like, ultimately I want to protect my peace. Yeah. So how can I find this like delicate way to like share who I am, share what I love, share what works for me, share what matters to me without probing people to like give me their opinion of what I think.
So in terms of like the purchases that you make, that you show,
are there ones?
Well, it's conversation for my office, but I'm just kidding. But are there ones that are more empowering for you versus ones that kind of feel more performative?
Yeah. I think if I'm being completely, well, obviously we always want to be honest.
Yes.
I think that when it comes to spending money or purchasing, and really actually everything in life is a matter of patterns and of habit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've always been someone that's like, well, and I'm very not attached to money.
Yeah.
I'm very like money comes, money goes. Like I'm not worried about it, which is not a bad thing to put into the universe. But as I'm getting older, I'm realizing like this is ridiculous. Like this is not a way to go. So I really need to cut that. It's a bad habit when it comes to shopping. Am I ever doing it to be performative? No. I can't deny that there's like that dopamine hit and there's like this. It's something that you become addicted to. And so that's something I'm personally really trying to reframe in my mind where I'm like, sometimes I'm like, why did I spend all this money on this stuff when I should be investing or I should be, so it is something that's ever present, but it's almost just like a bad habit that's hard to break.
Yeah.
Like I was watching this, she's a wealth advisor. I forget her name. She's like an Asian girl.
Miss
Dow Jones. Maybe,
or
I don't know.
Another girl.
Anyway, she was on some podcast and she was saying, she's like, I made like, I don't know, I made $9 million last year or whatever. She's like, I could buy a Birkin. I could buy a Kelly.
I heard that thing.
She's like, but I don't need to because I'm rich.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to prove anything. Yeah. Like I actually have the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm always like teetering between, I'm like, but I love this stuff, but like, I don't need it. It doesn't define me. I don't even care.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm really working on.
I love that point.
Yeah.
I love that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much to say
but it's habits.
About
it's
that.
Habits. It's just bad. It's like smoking. It's like a bad habit that you're just used to. But I would like to get used to investing.
Yeah.
And then like watching. I'm sure that becomes addictive, right?
There is a dopamine hit to seeing your portfolio and the amount just go up. And
it's just a matter of like getting through it. It's the same thing with healthy eating. It's the same thing with exercise. It's the same thing with quitting smoking or doing, it's like anything else. And this is something that I've been thinking a lot about it in the last few months. I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, do you really need another bag? Do you really need another pair of sunglasses? Like, no, because it doesn't. I don't forget about them. Yeah, I don't remember I buy it. It's sick.
But do you feel like it serves your?
I think it's an addiction.
Your, I think job, or it's more of like a personal.
So there is a side to it where like, okay, ultimately people follow me for like health, wellness, whatever. But there is that aspirational aspect to it in the sense where it's like she has stuff I don't have. Mm-hmm. If I'm wearing the same sunglasses I've been wearing for 6 years all the time. It doesn't mean that they won't follow me, but that is part of why people follow me. Yeah. Right? I don't know if aspirational is the right word or if it's like sort of like mood board. I don't know. Yeah. Like she has stuff that I don't have or I don't have access to or whatever it is. That's not why I do it. Yeah. But it's part of it. It's part of the allure for the audience. Yes. Like we can't pretend that doesn't exist, right? Yes. And I think it's like the whole picture of like, oh, she has great tips and she has great like beauty advice or wellness advice or like this stuck with me in her head. But why are you originally watching me? Would you be watching me if I was wearing the same workout outfit, or the same 2 workout outfits every single day? Or is it like, oh, so there's always something shiny and new?
Well, part of it's marketing.
Right.
Right.
So there's always something shiny and new that's like, oh, well, I kind of want to see what she has. Yeah. So that's part of it. Yeah. Even though that's not the crux of the actual content. And you'll notice like, for those who follow me, like I do lean into fashion, but it's the last part of my thing. Yeah. I just happen to be in like the cute set or the outfit or the bag or whatever, but it's like not what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. So I think it's
I see a natural veer for you. Yeah. Right into where you want to be. Yeah. Which is get some of the new stuff. Yes. And then also
I could definitely, I need to scale back.
Oh, and then you could like also help empower women financially.
Absolutely.
Literally you could.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, like in the same way that like I've helped women clean up their lifestyles or whatever it is. 10 years ago, I didn't live like that. Everything happens in its gradual time. I feel like I'm getting older. Yeah. And it's like.
Young, but yeah.
No, but I'm getting older. Like I'm real, like these things, I'm not unaware that when I'm buying certain things or whatever, that I'm just like, it's like this endless, I'm like, oh, you could have invested that. Or, oh, you could have, with all those things you bought, you could have probably bought a property and been like making revenue. Like I'm not unaware of it, but it's getting louder. Yeah. And I now need to act on it.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're like, all in its natural time. But like, I think like everything you're describing is being true to yourself, listening to yourself. Yes. And it's awesome to get to a point in life where you understand money.
I do.
Right?
So that's I earn money, so I understand money. Yeah.
You run a business. Yes. And you and I have discussed this before. Not many women, unfortunately, think about money or understand the power
Yes.
of money, you do.
Yes.
Right. And it's buying things is one of the tiny things you can do with it.
It's nothing.
It's like,
I think also like because obviously it's not like I'm like making money and then not and then, you know.
Yeah.
So it's this like where I'm like, oh, that's fine.
yeah,
You
well,
know?
you're an entrepreneur. You're growing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so at the same time, this is super interesting because social media, I'm curious to know what you think, but it really does influence people to buy more things
That they
in
shouldn't
many
be.
cases,
course, yeah.
right? Which is a complicating factor, not for you, but for probably a majority.
Yes, that are putting people into debt.
Yeah.
But it's like even before there was social media, there was like Us Weekly.
Yeah.
And there was the magazines and you would see the celebrities or the who at the time, I guess influencers didn't exist, but the socialites or whatever. And they had the newest pair of sunglasses and you need to have those sunglasses. Like it's always existed.
Yeah.
It's just now at a magnitude that is unavoidable. And like we're so affected, right? Like we're like, oh, she has this. Oh my God, that exists. Oh my God, they have this color. Like, and it's like it's constant dopamine.
Yeah.
And it's like I actually am not the biggest viewer of social media.
Mhm.
Interestingly, like I share and then I like retract.
Yeah.
But I see it. I see it, and I see it with like it's the craziest thing. I mean, with my store, the things that I talk about or I like will always be sold out. And it's like sometimes, you know, even in my office, they're like, you're not talking about this as much. So like we haven't moved as many units or whatever it is. So it's like, or people will write me and be like, I bought everything you said, but like, it doesn't work for my skin. Well, what's your skin type? I'm oily. Okay, well, I'm not. So it's like, you know, the discernment isn't there.
I want to get to that because, I'm so curious, like, how do you decide what goes on your platform?
Yeah.
Because there's so many options.
And I love stuff.
Yeah.
Like I always have. I've always been someone that's like, I need to know. I want it all.
Well, but I actually think that you make an effort to reinforce that for people.
Yes.
Like in a way.
I won't
like
share my supplement routine.
Right.
I literally will not share my supplement routine because I don't want people going and doing and taking what I take because I'm like, it's literally irresponsible.
Yeah.
It's like, would I go and say, these are the drugs I'm on from my doctor and I have like a cholesterol, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't. But like, let's just say like obviously, yes, there are certain supplements that everyone can benefit from, but like I should not be the one telling you that.
Yeah.
But I think that the reality is, and I've been victim to it myself, where you're watching someone and you're like, her skin does look good.
Yeah.
Or wow, like her hair does look good. I'm going to do that. Like we're all, you know, but I think that some people are more influenced than others.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that like, I can't necessarily take responsibility for that. Like that's each person's separate job.
Yeah.
You know, to watch out for themselves or whatever it is. But with that being said, like sometimes the things people write me and I'm just like, well, if we're not the same person.
Yeah.
So it's like, I always say like, you need to cherry pick, you know,
Yeah.
like take what you want from it.
Yeah.
But like also have I think discernment is the right word.
In raising my kids these days, I'm like, the number one thing I want to give them is good judgment.
Yes.
Among a couple of other number one things, but like good judgment for yourself, like critical thinking.
Yes. Yes.
Try to know yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so, because it's like, what do they say? You know, if you fall for one, or there's like an expression.
Yeah.
Like, but it is scary. There are people where I'm like, what the fuck? But that's their own, like if it's not me, it's going to be someone else. At least the things I'm sharing have value.
Yeah.
I'm trying to create something where, yes, you will be consuming because you're going to anyway. Mm-hmm. But at least it's not going to be harming you. At least it's not detrimental to your health over time. Like I'm trying to, you know, make it better. But
have you ever, has there ever been something that you had to change your mind about?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like promotion or like product.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like absolutely.
Yeah.
And I will. And like, I'll never be the person that's going to like bash something.
Yeah.
Like we're human and I'll, you know, but
it's also healthy.
I've gotten it wrong. Yeah.
Right? It's healthy to grow. It's healthy to change 100%. Your mind. It's healthy to.
Or there's things that just don't align with me anymore. Like we've removed brands from the site where I'm just like, ugh, like I'm not vibing with this anymore. Or like, I don't want to invest my time online and things that I'm putting into or on my body with brands that are spending all their money on marketing. I want the money to go into the product, you know, and I want people to spend their money on brands that are putting their money into product, not into becoming the next, you know, we just sold for $700 million to like blah, 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 you know? So that's something that's really important to me.
Is there anything that you have come across that you would recommend or that could help women trust themselves more, like in this process? Because I think we're talking as if it's like you have it or you don't, or, you know, but you should. Like, obviously it's better. Is there anything that you say to people or that we could say to people so that
when it comes to better for you products, or when it comes to more like spending, or
I think, well, being able to choose better for yourself. I guess that actually I love your question.
Yeah.
Because it's both in what should I, like what of these things are good for me?
Right.
Because not everything
of course
that is good for Katherine will be good for me.
Of course.
Number one. Number two, based on my own circumstances financially.
Yeah. People ask me this all the time.
Yeah.
They'll be like, if I have this budget, then what, you know, like what would I pick?
Wow.
And that's something like even that I would love to integrate into like a more personalized approach with my website.
Yeah.
Where we can really make people plans based on their goals, their budgets, their whatever. Because again, like what works for me is not necessarily going to work for you, but it's like impossible to like give every single person like direct advice, right?
Also financial advice. I mean,
no, but not even just financial, but if someone says this is my budget.
How much for skincare, or this is my budget for yeah.
What I will say is that it's unfortunate, and it's the same way with food, is that when it comes to things being more affordable, they're usually shittier. Yeah. Like in terms of ingredient. It's not universally the case, but unfortunately, the brands that are doing it right are usually more independents, and they're, you know, sourcing better for you ingredients. And I always say, like, you're so much better off using, let's say, let's talk skincare, a cleanser and a moisturizer and a sunscreen than using a cleanser, a serum, a mist, a this. That's like all like cheaper. Like you're better off investing into products that are actually good for you, that are not gonna like create hormone disruption and whatever it is down the line. Like you're better using less good stuff than 100 of these. So actually what I started doing recently, and this is I guess more about health and wellness more so than beauty and spending, is I started doing these like levels. So it's like where to start level 1, where to start level 2, where to start level 3. So like if you're in level 1, it's like you don't work out, you're eating whatever. So it's sort of like just actionable ways to change your life, but that are not overwhelming because we all get overwhelmed, right?
Yes, because I think there's other values involved too.
Totally.
It's not just like, what is my skin type and how much can I spend? It's like, how much time do I have to spend?
But also, what can I take from these 8 suggestions? What 3 can I take and do?
Yeah.
And like when it comes to lifestyle, or even if it's like, it depends whatever you're focusing on, right?
Yeah.
Even let's say, use myself as an example where I'm like, I need to stop spending money on, let's say, material things at the level that I'm doing it. Okay, if I'm going to buy 10 things, can I buy 4?
Yeah.
And then the money that I would put, like, it's the same thing, right? So if I want to go get a new skincare routine, but I can really only budget this much for it, like what are the things that I really feel I want, or that really align with me, or that same with supplements or whatever it is, like, or how many nights a week can I really go out? You know what I mean? It's just, you just got to make those choices for yourself.
Totally. And I love the idea of playing with the options.
Yes.
Like,
because everyone feels it's all or nothing, but it's not.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Like, we all say it, but it's like, if you overwhelm yourself, then you do too much, and then you do nothing.
At the end of the day, like, what am I trying to achieve?
Right.
Because there are different ways to achieve maybe that result.
Totally.
And like the opportunity cost of using the money, let's say, for these things is that I'm not using it for something else, which could also.
Yeah.
And just being open, I think, having that ability to take in some of what you see and then.
But being real with yourself.
Process. Yeah.
I think a lot of people are like, I think women especially, we like tell ourselves stories, and we have a lot of this like, this is how I am, this is what I do, this is how it needs to be, when realistically it's like, this is not. There's no hard and fast rule. Like any day you could wake up and be like, I'm not going to do it this way. Yeah. But it's very like, we are our own, you know, we tell ourselves stories and we believe those stories.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you like, there's this whole thing about like psychology, right? Where your brain lies to you because your brain and your nervous system just want safety. So you have to like actually uncomfortably change the pattern.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Which can be
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah. And I think that the external influences from influencers, but like just generally are so strong.
You choose who you follow. You curate your own feed. Even the things that you watch or share or like, you will get fed more of. So like, it's actually all within your power. And it's not an easy thing to do, but like we all have to have a little bit of self-control and take like action of our own situations and not just be like, well, that influencer no one made you do anything.
Yeah.
If you see that this is like putting you in debt, you can't pay your credit card bills, whatever it is, you need to also eventually just be like, because this is the world we live in. It's not going to change, right? It's actually only going to get worse. It's only getting worse. So if you're like, I can't follow Katherine because I can't say no and I want to buy everything she says and it's not good for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's a choice that sometimes you have to make for yourself.
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, like 2 points that I'm hearing and maybe I'm just interpreting is authenticity. Like, first of all, your authenticity is, I think, what makes you just, I mean, lots of things make you successful, but your authenticity is certainly like one of those ingredients. And I think that other people finding whatever that is for them is of the utmost importance because so much of what's happening in the world we're not seeing.
Right.
So if you're only believing what you see, for example, like these trips on social media, I often say to myself, like, I don't find I get as affected by them because this is like my work. You know what I mean? I'm very comfortable with the decisions I am making or not making. And I think a lot of what I love to build and have is what people aren't necessarily seeing.
Right.
And I think that you have that as well, right? You have both.
Yeah.
And I think that it's, but not everybody has that ability to.
No, I think that most people are not. There's a lot that comes with it, but I've done a lot of work on myself.
Yeah.
Like I don't just go through life and just like let life happen to me. Like I do that. I'm constantly working on myself and evolving and pushing myself and trying things. And I don't just like shelter, you know what I mean?
And I think the idea is you're not portraying easy.
No.
You're not portraying like.
I think to some people it probably looks that way, but it's not.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of work.
I know.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
and I think that's the whole thing is like you work extremely hard.
Yes. But not only like work, but also as a human.
Yeah.
You know? Like I don't lie to I feel the things, whatever you want, therapy, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I have the conversations. I pick people's brains. Like I do it.
Yeah.
And I don't pretend it's not happening to me. And I think a lot of people like, it's not happening, it's not happening, it's not happening. And then all of a sudden like the roof caves in.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God. And you're like, well, you know, like it's not easy.
Yeah.
Life can be hard.
Yes. Well, it is hard.
Yeah.
And I think, it's a gift to be able to choose some of the hard.
Right.
Right. But regardless, there's going to be hard.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any part of you that puts a premium on the things that you don't share? Or do you really feel comfortable like?
No, there's things I don't share. Yeah. Like there's certain things where, like I said, like not so much that they would be like so controversial.
Yeah.
But just things where I will always protect my peace.
Yeah.
So there's just parts of my life where I'm just like, I don't need to overdo this.
Yeah.
In the right moment, when the right time comes, I will do what I need to do or I'll say what I need to say. And like sometimes it's almost like, if you're building a business or if you're going on a diet or if you're going to start a fitness routine, you'll be like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start. It's like, you don't need to say it. Just do it. Just like go do it. Or like for me, there's certain things where I'm like, I don't want the input of others.
Yeah.
Right now, I will share it when that is done. And then I'll put that out there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've learned, like I'm very careful because the minute you put something out, you can't take it back. Yeah. And sometimes I don't want to know what other people think or what someone's cousins, sisters, brothers, like everyone always has a story. Like even like I did my upper eyes.
Yes.
I would never go, let's say, have a surgery or do anything, even if it was to my dog and be like, guys, tomorrow I'm doing this. Cause then I'm going to be like, someone's gonna be like, my dog died or no, but there's always these, like, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Like I'm 2 feet in on my decision.
Yeah.
When it's done, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
And like, we could talk about it then.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It sounds like you have a pretty healthy inner dialogue.
Yeah. Therapy.
Well, no, but that's
I also have really good
huge.
parents. You know, it matters.
You do.
Like I have really good parents. Like I had a really great upbringing in childhood and
it's lucky.
healthy. I'm very, very you too. Like
Yeah.
you see it as you get older. Like it's not just everyone that has that. So I'm very lucky to have very rational, like good.
Are there key things
foundation.
you say to yourself in the moments that are hard? Like when you're not.
I breathe. Like when something's hard, I just always am like, no matter, I'm always like, you can get through anything. Like just I breathe and it's just like not every day is going to be the best day. Like some stuff is going to be hard.
Yeah.
And also like, listen, we live a very, very privileged, amazing life, you know? And like, again, back to perspective, like my hard thing is someone's easiest thing. And you know what I mean? So like who am I that every single moment and every single day and every single thing would always just be so easy? It's just not life, you know?
And some of the best things I think are the ones.
I think they did this like, I don't know if it's a study or whatever. Yeah. They asked like a huge amount of people, like if you could take back the hardest thing that ever happened to you, whether it was like a cancer, whatever, would you? And it was like 99% said they would not take it back. They would do it again. Yeah. For what they like get out of it. Yeah. That's what defines you. That's what makes you. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
And you learn, I mean, if your mentality is, what can I learn from this, as opposed to
totally.
Oh, like why did this I think.
But I even saw this thing recently, like, you know, like it's again, back to the algorithm, like you see something, you like it, and then you keep getting fed. Yeah. And it was something like, if you can be fearful of something, then you could be hopeful of something. It's like, it's all where you choose to position it. Yeah. So if you're like, oh my God, I'm living in fear, or I'm living in like hope, and like, wow, like there's always a way to reframe it. Yeah. I don't think that like having a positive mindset like that is that easy for everyone. Yeah. But it's possible. So if you really want to, and you want to flip things to the positive, you can. It's just a choice.
Yeah. I also read that like it's very hard, or it's interesting to think about failure. And when do you determine that you've failed? Like at what point do you stop trying such that you decide like, oh, it's done and I failed?
But it's never really a failure because you learn.
If you keep trying, or you keep working at it, it's like it's all part of the process.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah, which I think is super interesting.
Yeah, I love that.
Do you have friends who you relate to like the most, where you have the most inner conversations with about all of this stuff?
I think like when it comes to work, yes, like there's certain people. I think with my line of work, do I have certain people who like get it? Yeah. Yeah. They're not like, yes, I have like more in Miami. Yeah. And like, yes, I think some people get it. All my friends are my oldest friends. Yeah. I think a lot of people don't get it. They don't realize how much work it really is, or like what it really is. But it's like, you know how it is. You get older and you have certain friends for certain things, right? And you sort of just start to like, so like I have certain friends who are, a lot of my friends work, right? And a lot of my friends don't work. But the ones who do, and who like kind of have their own money and their own, it's like we get each other. Yeah. And then I have friends who could never understand what that's like, because they're not living freely, so to speak. Because their money comes from whatever, you know, which is something I could never do. Yeah. But it's like a matter of circumstance. Yeah. But yes, I do. I'm very lucky. I have a lot of people that I can relate to, but it's like sectioned. Yeah. You know?
No, but I think that makes total sense. Yeah. And then are there rooms, you know, like this podcast is called You Belong in the Room. I think you're probably comfortable in most rooms.
I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm comfortable with myself. And I'm not someone that's like scared to be vulnerable. Yeah. Or to be like, oh, I didn't know that. Or, oh, I fucked up. Or, oh, like I don't care. Like I actually am the first person to be like, I have no idea what that means or what we're talking about. Like, because there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm not pretending to know all and be all and whatever. And so for that, like, I'm just living my truth, you know?
Well, but that's, I think, part of the whole goal of this podcast, I think, is to help women feel more like that.
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't. I think, like we said before, a lot, specifically women, are always comparing themselves. Yeah. And it's like, what does she have that I don't have? And it's like, just
It's paralyzing.
hone in on like what you do have and like the things that you don't or the things that you're not great at. Like, great, you can't be good at everything. Like, I'm very well aware of like the things that I'm not great at. And like, it's okay to have a bit of humility. Like, it's actually very attractive and like, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And more
growth.
attractive than acting like everything's great all the time.
Yeah.
You
well,
know?
the whole like perfectionism.
Yeah.
You know, versus like being in a growth
Totally.
environment where it's like whatever
when you
isn't.
act like a perfect, we're like, no one's perfect.
No.
And then you close off like all this opportunity to like learn and like to grow, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah. And especially I think when it comes to money,
Yes.
like I don't think everyone realizes what a great advocate you are.
Oh, really?
Well, because you're comfortable talking about it.
Yes.
Because you're aware of the power of it.
Mm-hmm.
And even like we're all on our own journey, right?
It is so important.
Yeah.
Like for women, it's like the one thing I always say. And listen, I come from a very, very privileged upbringing.
Yeah.
Like truly, like I never got told like, okay, we're not talking about like stupid things, but I'm saying,
Yeah.
I was never have to worry about like paying rent or food or
Yeah.
like a very privileged upbringing.
Yeah.
And like, but it doesn't matter because when you don't have your own, like you need to have your own because there's no guarantees in life.
Yeah.
There's no guarantees and it gives you freedom. And if you're not happy or if you're not in a good situation or whatever it is, like you need to have, like it's also it's confidence building.
Yeah.
And that is so attractive. So even if it's like about, you know, we connect ourselves to like partners and men and whatever it is, it's like, that's very attractive.
Yeah.
When you have your own thing.
Yeah.
You know, that like you don't need, you're with someone because you want to be with them, not because of what they provide you.
Yeah.
It's I think it's actually very empowering in a relationship, you know, for both parties. Like,
I think it's the key to unlocking, like even from a mental health perspective.
Yeah.
It gives you like peace. I think it helps you have peace. It helps you have a sense of safety.
100%.
And flexibility.
It's just options.
Yeah.
It's options.
Yeah.
Even if like your life you're so happy and it's so great, like you're just like, but I know I have this and I built this and I did this and I've earned this. Like it's such an amazing feeling.
And I get to decide basically what I want to do with it without asking.
Yes. Like
permission.
that I don't understand. Like
right?
that I cannot. Yeah.
Because that is a whole other conversation. But
conversation.
the cost
yeah.
of being in a situation where you're asking permission to use money, like that in itself
is wild.
Is a sacrifice.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, even in my even for my own self, like it's something where I'm so independent.
Yeah.
It's also a thing where you also need to like take support as well. Like that's something I struggle because I'm so independent and we don't have kids. So I'm just very like, I do my thing all the time where sometimes I'm like, hey, there needs to be that partnership,
yes.
you know?
Yes. And I think it also feeds into the other thing you were saying about making choices for yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you understand money and you have a sense of your values, then you can decide, well, actually, I'm someone who wants to spend more on
the vacuum or whatever.
This thing.
Right.
Or like any of the self-care, like
or
a trip or
and you don't have to agree or whatever.
What matters to me, and I get to make that decision.
Totally.
And I get to like insert that level of meaning into the choices that I make and how I spend my money and how I spend my time, right? Because that's huge.
100%. Yeah.
So it's all like,
and it's fulfilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's really, I think, how you end up living.
No, but like really, like living, like not just like existing, but like being fulfilled and happy and like connected. Yeah. It's important.
Yeah. That and feeling comfortable, I think, in your skin is like,
I wish that for everyone. I think some people have that.
Yeah.
Like naturally, I think I've always been, but I think a lot of people have to work at it.
Yeah.
And it's something I just wish for man and woman, but specifically women, because it's a very powerful feeling to feel that no matter what room you're in, where you are, what you're doing, like you're good. Like completely good.
And even when you're not good, you're good.
Yeah. Because you're good. Because you could be like, I'm not good right now.
Yeah.
But I'm anxious. I'm this, I'm that.
Yeah.
And just being able to like own that it's like normal.
Yeah. And I think people gravitate and feed off of that energy.
Absolutely.
Like it's healthy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very.
It's so interesting because I obviously love the space of finance and money. And it's so much fun to work with people who are uncomfortable in it.
Totally.
Right? Because it makes you feel like you can really help.
Yeah.
And I think that you guide people in terms of what you're saying, them even coming to you saying like, how much should I spend?
Right.
What should I buy?
People would be like, people ask me about their wedding dresses. It's like fucking crazy. But yes.
Yes, because you know everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They care about my opinion, I guess.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I do think that values plays such an underlying important role to making decisions around spending.
Yeah.
There's obviously your objective budget.
Of course.
And then there's, well, how much do I value this thing? And what am I prioritizing if I buy this over something else? I mean, I think that when you look at young girls these days, do you get a lot of young girls asking questions about skincare? Or
Yes, it's concerning.
because that is like
I
the
mean,
amount
they
of
think
money.
they know. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, the money they're spending, but it's the young girl thing is like insane.
Yeah.
Like I once spoke at a school and they were like, what do you want to leave them with? Like, what do you want to say? And they think they were talking about like doing extracurricular activities. And I was like, stop using retinol. You're a child. I was like, enough. Like, what are you doing? You're going to fuck up your skin. It's unfortunate. Children should not be on phones.
Yeah.
In that way. Like, have you read The Anxious Generation?
I consume it a lot, but I haven't read it
You should.
per se.
Before the age of 12, like you just don't even have the like they just should not be like being fed this stuff.
Yeah.
It's like really concerning.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what do I think it's the job of it's the job of the parents. We live in
Yeah.
like, it's exhausting because we live in like the modern world, but
Yeah.
they need to like not be doing this.
Yeah. And I think that like teaching people, I guess both having values, but teaching people the value of money.
Yeah.
Like what I try to do with my kids is have them understand what a dollar is.
Mhm.
You know, like even if they do jobs at home and they earn a little money and then they want to spend it, they're like, okay, well, how much of my time went into earning that $10 and what
Yeah.
is it going to cost me to buy I don't know, whatever at Sephora or
Whatever,
you know,
like a drunk
whatever.
elephant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, is that worth it? You know,
Right.
versus the other things I want,
Yeah.
or Starbucks, or all the things that they're being influenced by.
Totally.
But I do think that as much as we can encourage people to have the tools to make those decisions for themselves, because like you can't
No,
tell
you can't.
them.
You can't tell people how to do things. I do think though that you can like give guidelines in a way.
Mm,
You know what I mean? And like sort of like what you said, it's like sometimes it's just like these little things that will stick in your brain
yes.
where it's like, is that worth it? Like,
Yeah.
like it's opportunity cost.
Yeah.
It's like really explaining opportunity cost, like what you're buying to what you're giving up.
Yeah.
And I think for some, I think it's like, I think parents have a big job.
Yeah. I mean, we do. And it's extremely hard.
Yeah.
It's extremely hard. And to your previous point about being someone who doesn't need to keep up with
Yeah.
stuff, I think the extent to which we can try to raise independent thinking people
Yes.
who can know that,
It's like not what defines them.
and they don't need to be, I'm always amazed actually at the extent to which people want to be like everyone else.
I know it's
I actually figure out what's cool by looking around and seeing like what the majority of people, I guess because of my surroundings, but
yes.
you can see that there's just like this group think that is,
No, it's scary.
yeah,
It's like concerning.
yeah.
I know.
And then the other side of that is like we talked about building the power,
Right.
right? That comes with having money, having capacity, financial capacity, critical thinking capacity, listening to yourself capacity to kind of make the most powerful or the best decisions for yourself.
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
if you're making someone else's best decisions, it's not actually going to feel that great.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Like it really gives you power to be the one that like is like, oh, this feels right for me. This is what's good for me.
Yeah.
So, or like if when it goes to finances, if I'm like, I don't need to like, this is a stupid example. I don't need to order the coffee on Uber. I
Yeah.
can make a coffee at home.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh, that felt really good.
Yeah.
What did I need? Now I can make lunch or maybe I'll meal prep. Like
Yeah.
these decisions that you make, whether it's in finance, wellness, whatever it is,
Mm.
and they make you feel good because you're like, oh, that was rewarding.
Mhm.
Then that pushes you to do another decision and another decision and another decision. So that's why where it's like not this like, oh, I have to like never order food again.
Yeah.
Or never eat out again and invest all this money.
Yes.
It's like, no, you can just stop. If you order a coffee every day, maybe instead of ordering it 5 days that week, order it twice,
Yes.
you know?
I love that. It's 100% true.
Yeah. Sometimes people are like, I don't have time in the morning. I'm like, do it at night.
Yeah.
Squeeze it in, put it next to your bed at night, because we always have like that extra few minutes at night. We're not as like rushed.
Yeah.
Or I have so much time. What's next?
Yeah.
I feel great. Oh, like my skin's better. My digestion's better. Oh, I wonder if I do this, if I'll feel better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like
just try one thing.
Yeah.
Just kind of go for it. And it's like, maybe you feel like you're taking a bit of a risk or like you're, but it doesn't have to be huge.
No.
Yeah.
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 Totally.
Yeah. And that's where growth is.
Yeah. Totally.
Those like small changes that end up, even when I think, and this
incremental
must
changes.
be, when you look back at like your trajectory, it's small things that lead to huge.
Yeah. Imagine if I said to myself when I first started, I'm going to have a store. I'm going to have a clothing brand.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a web. Like never, I'd be like, oh my God. Like that's frightening.
Yeah.
Like you can't, you just do things. And all of a sudden I'm like, how am I here?
Yeah.
Like, how is this my life?
Yeah.
You know?
Which is the best.
Yes.
It's like one step in front of the other.
But nothing happens overnight.
No.
And like most people fail many times before they get to like what people see.
Yes.
You know?
No, it's tons of stumbles, tons of just like one foot in front of the other.
Of course.
In the direction that feels like it's where you're kind of supposed to
Right.
be going. And try things.
Totally.
Try things. Make mistakes. It's okay.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's going to be okay.
Thank you for listening to You Belong in the Room, a podcast from PowerShip. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with someone who would appreciate it as well. I know that's one of my very favorite things to do with podcasts I like. And if you want to hear the most recent episodes, follow us on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. For information about the symposium, check out the website, powershipcollective.com, and Instagram under PowerShip Collective is where all the new content and news will be shared. Thank you so much for joining us.